say, kids, what time is it?
Fade in.
Hey everybody, Keith here from GeekTime TV, and before I get into the content of this video, I have a question. So I have this NECA 1989 Batman figure here. I don't know if anybody has this one. It's about, 2 feet tall, I guess, or 18, 20 inches tall. Keeps falling down. Keeps falling off the shelves. Find him on his back, on his face. It's getting a little dinged up. I don't know if anybody has this problem. If you have this figure and you have this problem, let me know how you solve it. Because it's driving me nuts. Every time I'm tired of coming in and finding him somewhere, and he's going to end up breaking. I don't want that to happen to him. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have a trick to standing him up and getting him to stay still. On to the video. So, the mainstream media has finally caught on to what a lot of us have been saying for several years now. They say, say it isn't so. The Force has left Lucasfilm. What has gone wrong for the studio behind Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and how Disney's Bob Iger can salvage his $4 billion investment? I don't have the article because I'm not paying fortune, even though it's $1 for a month. I won't read anything else on here, I don't think. But it's kind of funny to see a headline like this from a publication like Fortune. It just shows how badly Disney is doing financially. And if you look at the Rotten Tomato-y thing, the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is in some trouble. This is the critic score currently as of today, June the 5th. There goes Batman. And if you look at the top critics, they're at 40%. So that's 4 out of 10. That's not good. This is, this movie's coming out in 3-4 weeks. And the long-range box office doesn't look very good either. This is from Box Office Pro. You're looking at opening weekend of 81 to 111 million. That's their optimistic forecast for a total domestic of maybe 380 million, with they're saying a low end of 225. This is a movie that we found out has a $300 million budget attached to it, which means when you factor in all the marketing, and they've done a lot of it, you're looking at probably between $700 and $1 billion, $700 million and $1 billion to break even on this thing. And they're forecasting this domestically, which means that internationally might get that much, somewhere in that same neighborhood, which will put them right around 700 million or so. So not looking good. And when you think about it, why is this happening? Well, I've made videos on it. Most of the channels in this same oeuvre have made videos on it, and we've talked about it ad nauseum on live streams. It's Lucasfilm leadership under Kathleen Kennedy. Let's just take a look back when Disney purchased Lucasfilm from George Lucas and got the properties of Star Wars and Indiana Jones along with it. Kathleen Kennedy was given the reins to the company. And the first thing she did was she released Episode 7, The Force Awakens, Star Wars, with J.J. Abrams in charge. And the crowds showed up. They made $2 billion worldwide. And for the most part, people were sort of satisfied with this soft reboot of the franchise.
And there was much rejoicing.
But then they followed it up with Rogue One. And the plan back then, if you remember, was to release one Star Wars film a year. That was the plan. So Rogue One, coming off of the fortune of The Force Awakens, made $1 billion worldwide. Not too shabby for a spin-off that did not feature any of the main cast from the original trilogy, or it wasn't part of the main narrative. And then they followed it up with Rian Johnson's Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi in 2017. and didn't earn as much, 1.3 billion worldwide. I mean, and you'll sit there and say, wow, 1.3 billion, that's nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, but if you go back just 2 years prior, they made 2 billion. So they lost $700 million in box office from one to the other. And a lot of that, I think, was after the initial release, word of mouth, people started talking about how bad this movie was. It definitely had a ripple effect from that point forward, because then you go to the very next year, they release another spin-off, Solo, a Star Wars story about a young Han Solo with, what was the guy's name? Aaron Eichmann, or whatever his name was, as Han Solo. And this was the only Star Wars movie to actually lose money. Came in with a worldwide box office gross of $392 million. And then J.J. Abrams was brought back to tie up the horrible sequel trilogy, try to repair the damage done by Last Jedi with Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, which was an abysmal nightmare of a movie.
Having a plan, I have learned in some cases the hard way, is the most, critical thing, because otherwise you don't know what you're setting up.
And that earned just over $1 billion worldwide. So their profits were cut in half from Episode 7 to Episode 9 in the span of just 4 years. The Star Wars franchise was hurting. And then they've since gone on to make a whole bunch of streaming shows that aren't performing much better. Mandalorian Season 3 was terrible. Obi-Wan was abysmal. I didn't watch Andor. I heard good things about Andor. I haven't watched it. Ahsoka's on the way. The Acolyte's on the way. It's not looking good at Lucasfilm. Right now, everything seems to be taking on water. This Indiana Jones could be the final nail in the coffin for Kathleen Kennedy, especially if you see mainstream media shills turning on them. You see mainstream media critics who are paid shills turning on them. So I am really shocked that they are not giving Indiana Jones a little push. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, look, I think Kathleen Kennedy's been on borrowed time for several years now, and maybe Bob Iger and Disney are going to be sick of losing money at some point, and they're going to have to make some changes over there.
And that means a brave, bold future without limits for each and every storyteller.
Would love to know what you think. Please leave a comment below. If so inclined, hit that like button. And if you haven't, please do subscribe. I just saw today 98% of our viewers are not subscribed. So we'd love to have you aboard. If so inclined, just click that little button. You won't get spammed, I promise. At least for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up below. Also, please subscribe to GeekTime TV. It really helps us grow the channel. And make sure you hit that bell icon in order to receive notifications every time we drop new content here. You can also check us out on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at GeekTimeNet. Thanks again for watching. We will see you soon.
Say, kids, what time is that?